Doing? I'm Eric Morton, owner of Shadowland, as you see behind me, a new business here in Wallingford at 438 North Colony Street. I opened this shop up about a month ago to try to fill a niche that I thought this area really needed, to kind of bridge the gap between the underground music and art world, and to showcase things that are kind of creepy and dark and, quite frankly, interest me like crazy. I wanted to surround myself in a shop with things that I'm interested in, because I knew that people would also be interested in the same things. Things that you can't find at corporate locations, odd things that, for that oddball on your gift list that you need to get something for, I want to be that guy. I've been promoting and doing shows on the local underground here in Wallingford and the New Haven area for years, both as a musician and as a promoter, and I thought that this was a perfect marriage between the music and arts world and kind of a retail location to showcase what I do. Pretty soon I'm going to have all the best local bands' music here, and tickets for shows and advertisements featuring many Wallingford businesses, and trying to put the spotlight on local artists and musicians that are here, because I feel like Connecticut is just loaded with talent and untapped resources. And quite frankly, I just wanted to be a piece of it. Everybody who's come in from Wallingford has been very excited about the shop, which makes me really thrilled. Everybody is kind of looking for something that fills that niche. Ever since I grew up, I was always into things that were dark or different. Skulls and fantasy things, and old weaponry and odd things, and just things that were unique and that you just didn't see at these corporate locations. And I just wanted to kind of find that niche and try to fill that hole. And in this day and age, when the economy's bad and the world is different and changing so much, businesses need to try to be different. You need to try to start something that's grassroots, that really touches people on a level that they want to support you. They want to tell their friends and their brothers and their sisters, and they take a sense of pride in this shop when they come in. They love it. I can see it on their faces, and nothing makes me happier as a entrepreneur and an artist and slash musician than to kind of help bridge that gap for people and give them an opportunity to see things maybe they haven't seen before, or be able to find things that they haven't been able to see before. I mean, with so much attention on things of new wave and metaphysical, with both Reiki and meditation and spiritualism, and so many people are looking for answers in different avenues that weren't explored before. I wanted to kind of be a mecca of a little bit of everything and appeal to all different types of people. I started collecting years and years ago. Started trying to collect old vintage toys that kind of give me a kind of a nostalgic feeling about my youth and stuff like that, and some of the more innocent days of Hollywood and television. Movies that struck me, like Jaws and The Exorcist, and Cheech and Chong and Jay and Silent Bob. I mean, these characters and comedians really were a sounding board for me. It was something that really touched my heart and my mind and made me laugh. And I started getting into it and saw a huge collectible market. Started selling a lot of stuff online to kind of help supplement my income, and learned a great deal through that. I've always been collecting the odd and macabre, but this was something maybe I started only 10 or 15 years ago. And most of this stuff I do predominantly online and stuff. People come in, they like to dig it and check it out and stuff, but a lot of this stuff, is on a national market, because something that's as old as a 60s figure, say James Bond here, and was made right here in New Haven when Gilbert was still based out of the New Haven area and stuff like that. So it's got kind of a local Connecticut connection, and it's it's from the 60s, so it really makes people, the G.I. Joe stuff from the 80s, the vinyl outfits and stuff. And this is an original Jaws poster from the 80s, probably still the most terrifying movie I ever saw, and still has an effect on me to this day. Just love it. Really, I try to have Ouija boards that are older and stuff and have some sort of vibe to them, and some old collectible role-playing games, some of the stuff that I grew up with as a kid, like the Dungeons and Dragons figures, and even dating back to like the 70s, like Welcome Back Kotter figure. And this is, the Barbarino was the most sought after, because he went on to bigger and better things with Pulp Fiction and his resurrection of his career, and stuff like hand-carved wood sculptures and stuff where this is all the legs and everything are individually numbered. This was done by a local artisan down in Florida that I buy from. He also did a totem pole that I have in the shop. I had tried to have a lot of art stuff. I'm a big fan of Dolly, and I have a lot of Dolly prints that were a little more unusual. This was layered 4 different times, so there's like 4 different dimensions on this Mae West, and this was done by a local artist that works at a local tattoo shop. Greg Marola from No Regrets Tattoo painted this for my birthday. This one's not for sale, but I love it, and he's going to start featuring more of his artwork in here. And obviously you got Dolly and real bats. I'm big on the taxidermy and stuff. I have quite a few different. We have a real spitting cobra in the case over here next to the ram skull, which is very interesting. We like to have things like metaphysical stones and sage sticks for smudging and getting rid of negative energies, and shrunken heads. Like when I was a kid, you could find these things everywhere, but they tend to look cheesy plastic now. So when you find one that looks a little more authentic, that lends itself much better to having it look really cool and old and stuff like that. Real skulls that are dermacidally cleaned. Both for art reference and just for somebody to have in their man cave or on top of their amp in their band room or in their office.